Hey guys, welcome back to ADHD Knitter and Crocheter. I'm your host Jennifer, and this is a show about knitting, crochet, whatever projects I do, ADHD, and also a little bit of church stuff because that's what I'm into. It's been a while. I'm sorry about that, but it's I'm a mom of 3, and I have a 7th grader, a 5th grader, and a 4th grader. And they're busy with different stuff, so just trying to get time to do some of the stuff is a little difficult. And then I go through periods with my ADHD where I feel like crocheting and doing it all the time. And then other times, the dog is jumping right now and trying to bite my fingers. And other times, I don't feel like crocheting at all. And I'm into something totally different that doesn't have anything to do with crocheting or knitting or anything like that. So yeah, I don't do it in those times because you can't make me. I don't want to. Just how it goes. So welcome back to everybody coming back. Welcome to anybody new. Welcome to anybody who's still around. I'm going to start off with yarn, and then I'll let you know what all I've been up to. And I'm testing out this. I'm recording on a new phone. My old phone died, so we're going to see how the picture is. So, I do have a finished object. Because I can't remember if I did a podcast before Christmas or not, but I got a new sock knitting loom. This is by Cindy Wood Looms. I'll let you see the back. Cindy Wood Looms. And it's a 5... No, that's a 3. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little hard to tell. 3/16 56 peg knitting loom. And what you do is you wrap the yarn around here and you just knit around. There are pearls. You can do purl stitches, true knit stitches, flat knit stitches, E-wrap stitches, and U-wrap stitches. And just depending on what you do is how tight or how loose it's going to be. This is for like really fine sock yarn. So this is my sock knitting loom. And before Christmas, I was determined to get a pair of Christmas socks done for myself. They didn't get done before Christmas. Surprise, surprise. Considering I've been trying to make a pair of Christmas socks since forever. But it didn't get done. But I love this loom. It worked out really good. As you can tell, I went and on this one, since I like to do a knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, I put marks on it. Where there's no marks is where I knit, and where I put 2 little marks is where I purl. Plus, I also have a mark right here and up at the top. Actually, I have 2 marks in here to mark where I do the heel turn and toe turn. And this is just the halfway mark on it. I marked it for myself so I could see it real easily. Other people put like little rubber bands. I don't have those. I'm not going to go buy those. My dog is down on the floor playing. If you guys had looked at one of my past 2 videos, you'd see Buster in there. He's our King Richard Cavalier Spaniel. He's very cute. He's very adorable. And right now he's found his ball that I was trying to get him to find before the podcast to play with. Now he's playing with it. So if you hear a lot of running around under the table, that's him. But anyway. So yeah, I bought this because I wanted to go ahead and get me like I wanted to get one of these and try it out. I really liked it. I got a second one and I'm trying to use it and do a knit stitch, do a tighter stitch on it. But yeah, these are the socks I made. This yarn is from, because a while ago, if you look back in my videos and look under hobby yarn hauls, you should find it there. I should just do playlists of all my stuff and put it on there, but I'm not that organized yet. But anyway, I went and I got some yarn from Hobby one year, and I got some Christmas sock yarn. So this is one of those skeins. It was like a 3 or 4 pack of sock yarn, and as you can tell, it's sparkly. It starts off, it has dark green, lime green, red, and this is actually It's showing up rather white, but this is like a cream color, an off-white, and then it just goes into the repeat again. So I tried to match them up. As you can tell, I was not successful, but they are the same length. So as long as they're the same length, I'm happy, because, you know, I tried, but I can never match up my socks so they look perfectly, and I'm not going OCD about it. But yeah, they turned out good. They're comfy. This is like a little bit tougher wool. It's not like the merino that's really soft. This is more like the itchier yarn. It is itchy. I'm one of those people that if I wear wool or something like that, it does itch me, which is the reason I gave up the dream of making a fully wool sweater, because I have one that I have a sweater, or I might have got rid of it, I don't know, that was like cashmere and angora or something. It had some natural fibers in it, and it just, when I would wear it, I would be itching all over unless I wore something underneath, and then I get too hot because I overheat very easily. So yeah, but this is a little bit itchy, but usually after I wash them. And to tell the truth, these have been washed. I washed them the proper way the first time. These have been through the washing machine. This is after they went through the washing machine and dryer. As you can tell, nothing has happened to them. They are perfectly fine. So, they haven't shrunk. They haven't fuzzed up. So, you can yell at me in the comments for washing my socks in the washing machine and dryer. But actually, I prefer my wool socks after they've been through the washing machine and dryer a couple times. Especially the itchier ones, because they soften up. I mean, they have a little bit of fuzz, but not too bad. And yeah, I just don't have time to separate them and hand wash all my socks. I've done that a couple times. I'm a mama of 3. I don't have time, and I'm going to be going back to work full time. So side note, I work at Walmart. I was working there part-time, and now I'm going back to full-time. We're trying to pay off some bills and stuff, but I'm not going to bore you with that. And yeah, these are the socks I finished. And now for works in progress. Hold on. This is just water. I wanted water for some reason. Of course, I did have Mexican food for lunch, so yes. Well, I'll tell you about that later. Okay. Next thing I've been working on is granny squares, because I need to make some granny squares for my group at church. I run is a very loose term. Last time I had it, nobody showed up, so... But I do have one other person who's interested in doing stuff with me, so I'm going to try to do it with her. But I've been making granny squares for that. This is not for that, because this is some yarn I got from Ice Yarns. I can't remember what it's called. I have another skein in there. I have 2 more skeins in there of this. And it's like 50% wool and 50% acrylic. It's nice and soft, and it's not like really itchy. So I got bored. I wanted to use it because I'm trying to use up some of my stuff from my stash, because I've been collecting yarn for this channel and other stuff because I like yarn. So I've been making granny squares. This is one granny square I've made out of it. And I have some more yarn in there. And I know I just went on a whole rant about wool, but I got some wool yarn in there. So I'm just going to edge these with the wool yarn. Because this, I don't know if you can tell, this is more of a thinner worsted weight yarn. And the wool yarn I have in there is supposed to be DK weight. So I'm probably going to, and it's a thicker DK, so these two should match up. So I'm just going to edge this with the wool yarn I have. And I was thinking about making a granny square cardigan with it. That way, if I need to, I can wear something underneath so I'm not itchy. But yeah, I was just going to see how many granny squares I could get from this. There's one, and here's the other one. Don't ask why I'm... And so as you can see, it's kind of like a marled blue, and this one's blue and cream colored, and the other color is like a pinkish... It's really hard to see. It's like a pink, peachy, really like peachy color mixed with the cream. And this one's like a darker salmon color, and then it goes into blue. So I was just seeing how this worked up and how it looked. Like I said, I'm just going to see how many granny squares I can get out of all these skeins. I've already made 2 out of this. And I still have that much yarn left. So, I have a feeling I'm going to make quite a few. So, I made those. And then I have random things in my stash. And I was just going through my scrap bag making granny squares. Here's one of them I made for my church group. Here's another one. These are all acrylic yarn because I figure for making blankets or lapgans for older people or whatnot, acrylic would be the best choice because otherwise, you know, itchy wool, have to wash it specially. This you can just toss in a washer and go. And then this one. And this one. So, that's all the ones I've made for my church group. And then a few years ago, Jada and Stitches put out a mile a minute granny square year-long crochet Afghan thing. Yeah, that's not what's called at all, but that's what I'm going with, a year-long crochet Afghan, mile a minute Afghan thing for the whole year. I was going to do that. I found out very quickly I'm not very good at it. Well, I'm not... If I'd worked on it, I would have been good at it, but I have no interest in it, and I got like 3 strips done, and I got bored. So, instead, I'm undoing them, and since it's going to be Christmas colors, once again, I'm going to make a bunch of Christmas granny squares, and make myself a Christmas granny square cardigan. Am I going to finish this? Who knows? But it's something to do with that yarn, and I got plenty of Christmas colors, so I'll just make a bunch of these and see how far I get. This is the size I'm making, because I figure if I just make a bunch of little ones, I can see where it goes from there. But this is like a lime green and white, and yeah, kind of cute. We'll see what I do with it, because you guys know I'm famous for making these plans and then frogging. So, that's all those like little granny square things I have going on, because I love making granny squares, as you can tell. And they usually don't take me too long. Sorry, Dave, my allergies are acting up. Okay, we'll just go with whatever I have on top. So, I bought a bunch of this Premier Puzzle yarn in the color Hangman. Yeah. As you know, my favorite color is purple. And I wanted to make a purple sweater out of this. This is purple, blue, really soft. It's a bulky weight, but as you can tell, I'm not sure I can do this. Okay, I can do this. As you can tell, the bottom one is Red Heart. This looks really funny. The bottom part is Red Heart Super Saver, worsted weight. Top part is the Premier Puzzle bulky weight. There's not that much difference. So, I've been working with this. First I started doing a knit cardigan, because I wanted to make a knit cardigan. Very quickly realized I'm very slow at knitting. I got bored. I was like, if I do this, I'm not going to finish it. So next thing I started was some other crochet cardigan. It was just simple panels, front and back, and sleeves, and then just taper the sleeve. I was going to do that, but it was taking too long. I was getting bored. Once again, I decided not to do that. I tried doing the velvet, and then I started doing the velvet cardi. Just didn't enjoy that one. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too slow. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So, I had another, if I'd gone in order, I had another cardigan started called the Campfire Cardigan. And I was really enjoying that, because that's just giant hexagon granny squares. Hold on, let me grab my crochet hook. Also got the dog's ball. So, I was working on the Campfire Cardigan. It's in here. You'll see it in a minute. It's just buried in the bottom of the laundry basket I use to tote things over and do my video, because this is my dining room table. So, I was really enjoying that. So I found this pattern called the Granny Hexagon Cardigan. And it basically gave you the basics on how to make a hexagon granny square cardigan. So what I did was, I'm taking that, because you could use any weight of yarn. You just have to get the measurements and stuff for it, which is awesome. That's what I need. That's what I want. So, I've started a granny hexagon cardigan with this yarn. And this is what it looks like so far, crocheted up. And what you do is you take two corners. Did I do this? Yes, I did this right this time. And that would be one front panel and one partial sleeve. And that's how you start it. So that's how far I've gotten. I started with like this blue color, and it goes to this purple. It's kind of all this marled, and so far I'm loving this. I had to go up like a bunch of crochet hook sizes. I'm using like a 10 millimeter crochet hook, which we're a gun enthusiast family, and we're making jokes about 10 millimeters at the moment. But, so I started that. That's one thing I'm working on. My table is a mess. So that's one sweater I'm working on. Don't ask why I'm in sweater. All of these projects are sweaters. I don't know why. I'm in sweater land. And I only have like maybe one or two more months of cold weather. So okay, he's never liked this. I don't know what's going on with my dog. So that's one sweater I've gotten started. That's in the puzzle yarn. I've been wanting to make a sweater out of that for a long time. Granted, these two are probably going to be sweaters too, but those are just granny squares. I'll just make a stack of those, and when I get to them, I get to them. So, the next one. You have seen me make like, how many Luna cardigans have you guys seen me make? Because I know I have at least 3 I've made. No, 4, because I made one for my daughter also. I made one for me, one for my friend Jillian at church, one for my daughter, and then I made one for my husband's aunt. So that'd be 4 Luna cardigans. And this one is number... yes, it's my favorite sweater pattern because it's quick. This is number... oh, what number is this? This is number 5. You gotta know, if you watch this channel, me and numbers do not get along well. Which is hilarious because a lot of crocheting and knitting are numbers and math. So is cooking, which I love. Are you tired? He's been zooming all around now. He just only collapsed on the floor and is laying there like... Alright, so this is Luna cardigan number 5. This one's for me. This one is like the largest size, which is size XL or something like that. I don't know, I can look up the size later. It might be, no, I think it's a 2X. 2X, 3X. But this is Luna, this is made out of... Okay, let me show you and I'll explain what I did. This is my Luna cardigan. As you can tell, this is a scrappy one. And yes, the sleeves are going to be a different color from the rest because I ran out of the purple that I have holding in with this. And since I was out of the purple, I went with the pink and I worked in some of the pink. So this is a scrappy Luna cardigan. This is made out of Lion Brand homespun with 3 strands held together to get gauge. And yes, I'm one of those that I make stitch markers. I have stitch markers, but most of the time I just pull up on it and hope for the best. But yeah, I'm holding 3 strands of homespun yarn all together. Seriously, my allergies are acting up big time. I need to take allergy medicine, but I don't want to. But yeah, I'm holding 3 strands of Lion Brand homespun together. And the reason I'm doing this is I had a lot of gray. At one point I had a lot of this brownish color that's in here. I used it all up finally, yay. And what I had a lot of was a while ago, Lion Brand. Let's see if I can find, oh, there it is. A while ago, Lion Brand had like this marked down to $2.50 a cake. This is homespun stripes. And so I bought a bunch of it. But I bought a lot of one colors, because I figured I'd make like a granny square or something like that. So I have a bunch of these. So I really wanted a sweater, and I bought some purple yarn to go, purple Lion Brand homespun to go hold with it and work into it. I was going to just use 2 strands, but I ended up using 3. So I decided I'd just make a scrappy Luna sweater and hold 3 strands together. So I'm holding like a strand of this, a strand of, because I'm trying to make it like dark colors and light colors. So right now I have these 3 being held together for the sleeves. This is leftover. This is funny because I think this I bought to make a baby blanket for my friend, and her daughter I think is the same age as Patrick. So 5th grade now. So needless to say, I never made the baby blanket. I have a crap ton of this, and I was like, I'll just hold it together and do the sleeves and the ribbing around the outside in this color instead of purple. So, and I'm liking how it's going. So, and this is just another cake of the homespun stripes. This isn't really my color, but hey, it adds a nice color, and then I'm holding this with it. This has some red in it. This has been through the ringer. My cat at one point decided this was a toy, so I had to go roll it back up. And all this is being housed in my infamous, you guys have seen this, my pink Pepto-Bismol pink unicorn bag with the little unicorns I got for like $7 or $9 on clearance at Walmart. As you guys know, this shade of pink is not, this shade of pink's okay. This shade of pink, but it's huge, it's big, and every time I have it with me working on something, I get so many compliments on it. And the size hook I am using is a size Q crochet hook, and it's a 15 millimeter. And this is just a crochet hook. I actually prefer these Q crochet hooks that you get at Hobby Lobby. They just seem to work really well for me. I like how the handle is. I don't really like using them for other crochet hook sizes, but for the bigger ones, these I like. Don't know what it is, but they're cheap and they fit your hand good. They have like this, it's kind of like flattened, if you can tell, so it makes holding it a lot easier than the big round one. I have like when Lion Brand, for a while there, Lion Brand was making these like jumbo size crochet hooks. So I have like one of the larger sizes that Lion Brand made. It's like this big giant red one, but I never use it. I don't have any projects for it. I have it, never used it. I have some knitting needles like that too. I've just never used them, never had use for them. Okay, so if you haven't been able to tell, my goal out. No. By the way, you know how cats are supposed, you know how I've talked about Ernie liking yarn and loving yarn and stuff? This dog must think he's part cat because he will pick up a skein of yarn. Hey, come here. Up here. Come here. Nope, he doesn't want to come on camera. He just wants to be a pain in the butt. Stay out of the sweater bag. Don't wag your tail at me. So anyway, he'll go through and pick up. When I first started getting back in. Stop. first started getting back into knitting and crocheting, he would pick up a ball of yarn and start running through the house with it. It was quite annoying. He still does it from time to time. Now he's into chewing on my crochet, on my bags that I keep my yarn and crochet stuff in. All right, here's the Campfire Cardigan. I'm a lot further along with this because I've been working on this in church and other things. So, let's see here. This is this. This is this. Just so you can see what it is. And then this one, I have a full panel done. Now, this is what I got so far. If I can figure out how... Nope, that's not right. So, this is this is the first hexagon for my Campfire Cardigan. This is what I got so far. And I am going to run out of yarn. But yeah, see, you just fold it and it'll be part of the sleeve. We'll see how long the sleeve is and all that. But yeah, that's the first one. I'm making the largest size, by the way. And this one I've been working on. I worked on this today in the dentist office. Let me pull this up some. Yes, I have. You guys know I have stitch markers. You know I can make stitch markers. Do I use stitch markers? No. Okay. This is the second one, so I'm on number 2 now. As you can see, this is how much yarn I have left of this skein. And this is the yarn I'm using. And as you can tell, I got it for the nice little price. Not all of these were bought at this price because I bought 4 and then they put it on clearance, so I had to buy all of it. $1.24? Yeah, bought at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $1.24. It is the color Purple Gradient. I love this yarn. And it is, how many yards? 190 yards. So, I started off, I don't know how many this took, but I am down to, let's see here. Well, there's 2, there's 2 of these in there. And I used part of, where is it? I don't know where it went. Part of another, this is how much I have of this skein left. So, we'll see how far I get with that. Plus I have this. This is this, I think. Yeah. This is this, but I don't know what project I did with this. I just found this little bit laying around, and I'm like, well, I'll toss that in there. I'll use it. So, this is how much yarn I have left of this. I may or may not have enough for a cardigan. But if I've only used 2.5 to make the first panel, I might be okay. But just in case I'm not, me and my hubby went out today, Valentine's Day. I'll tell you what we did for Valentine's Day after we're done with this. Get the yarn stuff done. That way, if people don't want to listen about my life, they can go elsewhere. I'm sorry, people. It's just one of those days. So, just in case I don't have enough yarn, let me put that back down there. I've gotten this as maybe another color I can use, like to finish the sleeves or the bottom. And now holding it up like this should work really good, especially with the darker part. So, this is my solution just in case. I got this as backup. This is Bernat Super Value. It is in the color Mulberry, and there is, how many yards was it? 440 yards. I got 2 of these. So, if all else fails, I have this as a backup. We will use it. But like I said, it should go pretty good with what I have. So, I was looking for this specific shade. I had like this color purple in my stash, but that wasn't going to work. So I went with this. So yeah. And I am using a size 8mm crochet hook, an L. And these are my clover hooks that I like to use. So these are my favorite hooks. Except sometimes I do like just using a regular old, not Susan Bates, it's Boyle. Because I prefer the Boyle because they're not as sharp as the Susan Bates. So this is clover, and then Boyle. So anyway, this is what I'm working with. And right now I'm just trying to use up a bunch of yarn from my stash. I have like 2 or 3 things, sweater quantities of yarn in my stash that I want to make sweaters out of. So, don't start. So, and I got yarn in there for a summer sweater, which we'll see what I do with it, because I don't know if I have enough or not. But I'm trying to use up yarn from my stash because I have a crap ton. Because you guys like watching me buy yarn. Right now that's not happening because we have bills and stuff to pay that I can't buy yarn. So we're trying to use up stuff like this that's I bought on clearance. So, or if I really need to, for some reason, I do not have purple yarn. I have 2 skeins of purple yarn in there. That is not like a big bulky weight or anything like that. Just basic purple yarn. So if this doesn't get used for this project, I have the... Don't ask why it's on the floor over there. It just is. Sophia's Universe Cow, or one of those big cow blankets you have seen me working on. I'm still working on it. I just haven't felt like working on it. But yeah, so I have half of a sweater done. Okay, I have 2 half sweaters done, plus another one I'm working on. This goes with me because it's portable. And this one is living in my Fate's Thread bag that I love. This is my patchwork dragon bag with like 2 pins on it. This one I got at a yarn shop, and that one I got at Jimmy Bean's. So those are my projects I'm working on. Now, if you don't want to hear about anything that's going on in my personal life, you're welcome to go. Thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. But what else is going on in my personal life? Okay, so for today is Valentine's Day. Most people who are couples, they plan, they go have a lot of romantic stuff. Valentine's Day has just never been that big between me and my husband. Because of the... I've probably told this, but I will tell it again. Because when we were dating the first time, which was like 17, 18 years ago, we were together. It was the first time I was like, hey, cool, I actually have somebody for Valentine's Day. I can actually do stuff. Okay. So that's what I was, so I was excited, and he said he wanted a chocolate bar and a jar of peanut butter. I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. I got him like a really big Hershey's chocolate bar. I think I might have got him 2, actually, because I knew 1 wasn't going to be enough. So I did that. Well, that year, there was a recall on peanut butter. It had salmonella. I didn't know about it. So I got him it, and I gave it to him, and he's thrilled. I was thrilled with what I got. It was a good day. And then the next day, he's like, Jen, there was a recall on peanut butter. What? And he came down with salmonella poisoning. So fast forward to when we broke up. And then we were broke up for like a year and a half or something. And we got together, got married. 2008. 2009 rolls around, Valentine's Day. I was like, hey, cool, we can try again. I wanted to make it better. I start thinking about it. It's like a week before Valentine's. Another recall on peanut butter. So, after that, Valentine's Day really wasn't our big thing. And so, this year, 6 months ago, he's like scheduling our dentist appointment. He's like, guess when I scheduled our dentist appointment? I'm like, when? He's like, Valentine's Day. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah. He's like, we could go out to lunch afterwards. So that's what we did. We went, got our dentist appointment, found out I need a filling, and then proceeded to go to one of my favorite Mexican restaurants called Crazy Burrito and had lunch there. And then because we thought it opened at 11, we went and stopped at Meijer and picked up a couple skeins of yarn. But, okay, that goes in that project bag. And so that's what we did for Valentine's Day today. And now he's gone to work. I'm doing this video. Kids will be here in about 15 minutes, so I need to wrap this up. So other than that, so I grew up doing something called a Bible Bowl. A Bible Bowl is where you take a book of the Bible, you study it until you got pretty much memorized backwards and forwards, and then you go to a competition and compete against other teams. Ours is set up, I've been to ones where they do just multiple choice, and I've been to ones where they do both. They do multiple choice and buzzer rounds. Well, the one I grew up going to is still going on. It's like in its 39th year. I'm 44. That should tell you something. So, I wanted to do that one. And my church has always done the one that's at Alki Road Church of Christ. So, they weren't willing to change. Well, they weren't. Well, nobody wanted to really do it. That's what I was told. I was told last year when I went to the Alki Road one with the group that went, nobody wants to do it. They're not going to be interested in it. You know, that kind of thing. I'm like, so they said, hey, if you want to try to get a team together, go to yours. You know, good luck. You'll have to do and all that. So I was like, okay, challenge accepted, because that's me and my mom. I get that from my mom. So I'm like, okay, because what they would do is just say, hey, Bible practice is in this classroom. That's all you'd hear about it. I'm like, okay, we can do this. So the way I went about it is, instead of doing that, I did that. I also agreed to do a journey group, which is like, instead of Sunday night class, we have it during the week, or later on, instead of a Sunday night service, we do that, and we get together in small groups. So I was like, I'll do a journey group, which I didn't start quite soon enough, so we had to start in January. The Bible Bowl's in March. There are congregations who have been studying for 6 months to a year this book of the Bible, so this is an introductory year. I've learned a lot. But anyway, I decided I'd do a journey group, and then I started talking to different people about doing the Bible Bowl. Well, I talked to a couple at church named the Farleys, who have 4 or 5 kids. They have more kids than me. Yeah, they have 5 kids. 2 are old enough. One is very excited about doing it next year. She's in 2nd grade. Next year she should be able to do it, even though she'll be in 3rd grade, and technically it's 4th grade, but they said younger kids can do it. So I told them next year she can do it. So we did the journey group thing. So we've been studying the book of Exodus 1 through 20. Everybody thinks they're doing great and are awesome. I'm just going to be happy. Me and my husband both agree we'll be happy if we end up in the top 10. But they're doing great. The kids are great. My kids are like 2 out of 3 are great. Patrick is like, either he's really happy with how he's doing, or if it's a bad day, he doesn't want to do it. He's never doing it again. I am a horrible mom. I am making him do something he doesn't want to do, which if it was left up to him, all he would do is play video games. And he's not only doing video games. So I've made him go to church camp. I've made him go do 4-H. I'm making him do Bible Bowl. I am a mean old mom. Because all he wants to do is sit and play video games and watch TV. So right before this podcast, I was over there writing questions for Exodus chapter 16 for homework, because I was told nobody's going to want to do homework for Bible Bowl. Well, I've proved that wrong. I got one little girl who's determined to do the homework while sitting there in Bible Bowl practice while we're reading the book out loud. We call her Hermione. She's also my son Matthew's crush. Which is kind of cute, but... So, we're doing great with that. This Sunday we have a demo in front of the congregation, so they can get practice being up there in front of people and having people read it off questions and stuff. So, that'll be fun. So, and also hopefully that gets more people interested in it next year, so we can do it next year, and hopefully I can put up some posters next year at the church. And I'm just doing what my mom always taught me to do, which is go talk to people and get the kids to go talk to other kids to do it, which I have a few who decided a couple weeks after we started that they wanted to do it, and I was like, sure, but their parents are like, no, let's wait till next year. I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out next year and make it so you guys can come, because next year I'm going to have a practice on Sunday and a practice on Thursday night. That way... Because for me, 4-H doesn't start till January, and by September, it's over. So by then, I should be able to do Thursday nights until January. But that's only a few months where I'd have to... And it's only... 4-H is only like every few weeks, so... And also, on a side note with 4-H, I'm supposed to try to get the kids' projects figured out, and I haven't thought about that at all. So there's that too. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I want to say hi to my people who always watch me, such as Debbie and Kathy. So thank you guys. Welcome back. Any new people, old people, please like and subscribe. Tell other people about this. I'm not doing this for money. I'm just doing this for fun and show you what I'm working on. And apparently I'm getting into granny squares, so you'll see a lot more granny squares, because I can finish granny squares in like an hour. So I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye. God bless. And if you're curious, a lot of the stuff that they said Moses did in Exodus, Aaron's actually the one who was doing most of the stuff, and Moses was telling him what to do. So, just in case you're curious, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.